Alright, guys, I'm gonna be doing trade recaps really quickly. I took a total of two trades, IWM and Google. We're gonna start off right with the Google Play on why I had it on watch. Where did I get entry? Why did I enter there? And yeah, why did I have my TPs? So first of all, yesterday, if you're in the Discord, um, I said that I am watching Google as one of the stocks on my watch list. Let me take you on why. It had my setup right here. It had this 4 hour inside, as you've seen. Um, this inside, it's been here for since Monday, right? This is an inside that was created Monday and that Google's just been consolidating in, right? And all I'm doing is taking that break, just like how happened here. So in terms of TPs though, um, don't get confused with this inside, daily inside, because on the bigger time frame, it's just a daily inside within a 4 hour inside. It's just the low is the same as the 4 hour and the daily, if that makes sense. Um, I just marked that as the four, right? Because I'm gonna be taking this intraday. Obviously for calls, I was gonna get in on this break above and then target these previous levels of kind of resistance and this previous highs for the upside, but we never got that, right? And I stayed very patient because, guys, sometimes I take plays before they even break out the inside, right? And right here, when talking about TPs to the downside, I had these TPs to the downside, right? As you've seen, Google had this gap that it almost filled, but it still has more room to fill, right? Which a TP was 161.76, right? And then I had a TP here. This was more of a kind of level of to see if it breaks. Obviously we have more room to the downside, which exactly happened that here. And yeah, looking back at Google, we had this other gap right here, right? Ended up kind of filling that gap as well, right? So let's look into the 15-minute time frame, right? So when we opened up right here. This was our first candle of the day. And you seen Google had this wick above, kind of almost triggering calls for the upside, right? Now if I would have done that breakout, get in before breakout, I didn't get in just because it's the first 15-minute candle, right? It's the first 15-minute candle. I wanted to stay patient, and I wanted to see if we were gonna get a clear bounce off these EMAs. As you see here, we just wicked and then it slowly started to come down. Now, I alerted Google puts. Let me see what time. At 9:49 a.m. I got filled at 162.95. So I got filled in around here, right? As soon as I seen it start breaking this low, I started to get in, and this was an early entry as well. And it was kind of risky just because I was going off the 15-minute EMAs. You see, we had this nice rejection candle that happened, but instead of waiting on that 15-minute candle close, I waited on that 5-minute candle close on the 5-minute, right? So as you see here, I got in right here as soon as this candle opened. As you see here, this is 9:45. I got filled in around here, waited for that next candle, right? Even though in the back of my mind, I already seen that in the 15 minutes, we had this nice strong rejection off those EMAs, right? Not only that, we kind of created this fair value gap right here, right? That was a good sign. We also had the very first fair value gap right here. That was another great sign for me. I didn't use the fair value gap strat on this. I went for the more of the inside breakout. But just kind of knowing different strats and kind of keeping those in the back of your mind, like, oh, this could be a possible rejection, right? Kind of supporting your play. So here it did. It ended up, just having this nice strong breakthrough. I got out this play at, let me see, 10:08 a.m. 10:08 a.m. right? So I got out right here on this candle, around right here, because this was 10:10. Yeah, it was around right here, in between these two candles, right? As soon as it hit my last TP, I was out of there. Now this play did end up giving at least like 160. But yeah, I closed it at 130%. I went for let me check, 162.5s. The reason why I went for 162.5s is because I wanted for my cons to go in the money, which exactly did that, right? Ended up actually hitting the low was 159.74, so we were well in the money, right? You guys know I used to try to go away for like far out the money cons, but those were just not doing it for me. I started focusing on more of my price targets or trying to get my cons to go in the money, just because, if your cons go in the money, that's very good. You get paid very good as well. So that was just my goal in all my plays. But yeah, this was a plus setup. As soon as it filled this gap right here, we were probably in runners by then. I like to take my 40 percenters, 95% out of position. But yeah, with runners, we were able to catch this full play, got out on this candle right here. Yeah, that was a perfect play for me. Now, IWM, right? I was looking at IWM. It was another one on the watch list just because it had a 4-hour inside. Now, I did not take the first breakout. Luckily, I was still in Googl, so I don't want to play two plays at once when this broke out, right? I did take a little bit of patience on this play. I was just kind of eyeing it. But I did say to myself, if it creates a fair value gap, right? Because this is where IWM opened today, right? You see how it's just kind of creating movement, right? Never really gave too much of a. I mean, if you caught this bounce, you would have got absolutely paid. But right here in this instance, I waited. Since I was in Googl, I didn't want to play in two positions at once. I was gonna be patient. Originally, I was gonna be done with Googl, but somebody in the Discord said that they woke up late, so hopefully they caught this play. And yeah, fair value gap, right? Another good sign with this is it was kind of an in fair value gap as well that aligned with the new fair value gap that it created. I started to get in around here, right? Not only that, it was going for that 4-hour inside breakout for the second time. And yeah, that's exactly what happened. I was just gonna go aim for higher day, right? And then these were just TPs that I had on the 1 hour. Yeah, previous highs as you see. But as you see here, all we did was take the fair value gap bounce. I got filled in around here. And I liked how the fair value gap kind of aligned with the 4-hour inside breakout, right? The second. Because as you see here, if you caught this little move, would at least give you at least 30% on EODs, right? If you weren't a scalper, you could have caught this move and you could have been done. But I stayed patient, waiting for a fair value gap to form. Right here, I seen this inverse fair value gap as well. And I like this fair value gap bounce. So I started to get in. I alerted these at, let me see, 10:56 a.m. As you see here, it's 10:55, right? So I got most definitely filled on this candle. And yeah, I got them. I got 218s. Why did I choose 218s? Because 218s were 0.72, and my goal is for my cons to most likely go in the money, right? Especially with EODs, it's very good pay right there. So yeah, as you see, went for higher day. By the time it hit higher day, let me see where we were at. We were at 30. I think we hit at least 40 on higher day. So most of out of my full position around here, and then I allowed runners to run up to at least TP1, right? And this gave us 100%. These ended up going at least 120%. But yeah, like I said, never be too greedy, especially with EODs. And yeah, this play took about, alerted it at 10:56, and I got fully out at 11:22. So less than a 30-minute play, I believe, if I'm right. But yeah, guys, this is why I caught these two plays back to back 100% plays. I went light on both of these just because if you guys have been in the Discord, you guys know what happened yesterday. Q's was absolutely banger. So I could have absolutely called my week here, but it's nothing wrong with going light, going more of a defensive mode now. Looking later on to these next 2 days. And yeah, this is how I caught IWM for 100 and Googl for 130%. 2 golden plays, and I hope you guys caught. If you guys have any questions or answers, not answers, I'm tripping. If you guys have any questions, just comment down below. Let me know if you caught these plays with me, and yeah, like and subscribe.